Hello and welcome to Flippin' Through, the internet's #1 Mad Magazine news, review, and interview channel. And today, we're live. That's right. If you're tuning in live right now, and you know what? I'm learning the consequence of posting my live video at the last minute. I posted that I was going to do it like 3 hours ago, and I have a viewer for each hour of time that I gave it. But if you're watching right now, leave a message in the chat and I'll give you a shout out as we begin the show. I like to say hello to everybody who's watching. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button though. All right. If there aren't four goddamn thumbs on this, at least I'm going to have a conniption fit. But that's not the only way to support me. You can hit like, you can hit subscribe, you can leave comments. That's wonderful. But you can also support me on Patreon. Support me on Patreon, you get some sick stickers. They look like this, in fact. Here, let me show you. Where is it? Boom. No. Boom. Look at this. Look at these beautiful stickers. Not this one. Just this one. Potter ZB. Potter ZB System Weights and Measures. The channel logo and Max Corn was here. I was considering making a new set of stickers to mix things up a bit. Let me know if you would be interested in that. But those people who do support me on Patreon, they are as follows: David Strickler, Megan McInerney, Shin Buckley, Bobby Weigel, Cam Hayden, Ed Meisinger, Rob Wilson, Rod Mead Sperry, Andrew Goldfarb, Casey Horry, and Kyle Bridgett. Thank you guys so much for your support, and I hope I can keep on earning it. With that, I want to bring on tonight's guest. As is tradition, every time a new issue of Mad Magazine is released, I invite friend of the show, Kyle Bridgett, on to discuss it. Oh, look at, you're tiny. Sorry. Is this the Batusi?
Pow! Zock! Splat. I didn't have much time, you know.
Yeah.
I was at home, you know, with my Nostril family. I saw the Nostril signal go up, and I answered the call, and so I'm here.
Yeah.
Here, last minute, very last minute.
We call it the charge of the Nostril Brigade. Yours is not to reason why. Yours is but to do and die, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are you
all
impressed
Nostril
with
all the time.
my knowledge of Victorian poetry?
I assume you read it on your word of the day toilet paper. So no.
It's
here's a quote for you. I am what I am. Popeye.
Hey, I have a question, Kyle. Do I look better? Does my lighting look better?
You know, I wasn't going to say anything, but you look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Look at this.
I didn't want you to feel I take it back. I take back everything nice I've ever said about you.
I bought lights, new lights for my studio, so I could. You'll notice it. I think people will notice it most when we go on the overhead view, because these glossy pages. No more sheen, no more gloss is being created.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Anyway.
I did not notice, but well, you look fine.
I guess it was money wasted. Anyway, hey, guess what? Who's here? Billy Reed is here. Billy Reed is like a freaking model. Look at that.
Yeah, I bet his lighting is great.
Yeah, he's got good lighting. Hello, Billy. Thank you for joining us. Sketchyworks. Hello, Sketchyworks. How do you do? Shane Buckley. Evening, everyone. Shane Buckley. A wonderful dude. That's all I have to say. Biff. Who's Biff? Biff Tannen from Back to the Future?
Could be Biff from Death of a Salesman.
But that's apropos of what?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the Biff I always think of.
Yeah. Well, I guess you're more read. You're more learned than I am. Demir Irvin. Hello. How do you do? He's the only person that misses the Spy vs. Spy playthrough. And happy 70 years, Matt. At least next year. Biff Pow Sock.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. I guess
there you go.
We're not that great. Are you going to give out your sticker tonight?
Give out my sticker? What's that mean?
I don't know. Like maybe like this?
I do have a standing. You get a free sticker if you send me an email and you ask for one. I'll send you a free sticker.
Yeah, there you go.
So Kyle Bridgett, send me an email. Ask for a sticker with your address. I'll mail it out. I'll pay the shipping.
Yeah. Mail. You got to do it like the old television shows would do. It's like send a self-addressed stamped envelope. So you envelope him an envelope.
I thought you were going to say what you do is you put his address in the return address, and then when you put it in the mail, they return to sender, and you don't have to pay any postage.
Yeah, I think that mostly works. They got to be like hip to that scam, right? So like that really has to work only locally. Like I could send one to my mom because she lives in the same town.
Yeah.
You know, the mail carrier's gonna be like, wait, how did this get here?
You got to make it look like the stamp fell off or something.
Oh yeah.
I had a friend who used to steam her letters so that she could get the stamps off and then reuse them.
But aren't they printed on? Like they?
Yeah, but they never notice. They're not looking for the little bit of ink on the stamp. They're looking for like the stamp that goes beyond the stamp.
Yeah.
The stamp that both words are stamp, but the
same
like
word but
postal
different
mark.
usage. Yeah.
Yeah.
The processing mark, right? Because
and sometimes it won't be like totally on there, or you can kind of snip off a bit of your stamp and make it look like it's just it got torn off in the book.
Yeah. Oh God.
He was really trying to save a buck.
Yeah. Look at this. The kids on Zoom told us to include a self-addressed stamped envelope. Yeah. See?
Yeah. No self-addressed stamped envelope required.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just send me an email. I'll send you a sticker.
Yeah. And I got one, and I love it. That was the first sticker I got to put on here that was a different sticker than mine.
I've got some new stickers coming out, actually, so
stay
tuned.
Oh,
yes.
Nice. I will be tuned in.
Okay, well, you can tune in on Tuesday and Thursday mornings to the Nostril Zone AM, or you can tune in primetime on Sundays.
Yeah, and check below in the video description. The video description, I have a link to your YouTube channel.
Well, I'm glad you had time to include that.
I copied and pasted it from the last one.
Speaking of which, I'm just I'm sharing it in some mad groups right now. Let's see if we can pick up some viewers. I think we do usually get a few from there.
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of a mad group. I've gotten kicked out of
posting
two
too much.
Groups. I didn't think I was posting that much. I'd post every once in a while.
Were you like really racist or something?
Yeah.
Were you not racist enough? Did you give a warning about that you were going to say something racist and then you got kicked out for the warning?
Yeah, they said you included a trigger warning and that we find that triggering. Ironically.
I saw a comment in a mad group the other day where someone posted a cartoon they drew about, it was like a Jesus, like a nativity scene cartoon.
Yeah.
And someone commented like, "Oh, Mad would never make fun of Muhammad like this, blah, 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 blah." I just commented, they did. I said they did in the last issue. You didn't subscribe? I'm assuming he hasn't probably picked up an issue since the 70s.
Yeah. Well, and it's also like, is your memory so short? Like, do you, like, forget all of the racial humor that they did include?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't recall specifically a Muhammad joke, but
yeah,
definitely.
I mean, I think it probably wouldn't have landed. That's like, that would happen like
there's a narrow window where it would have landed and not been a problem.
Yeah, and it was like September 12th, 2001. All the way up to Charlie Hebdo. That was the window.
Yeah, that was very sad. I was very upset about the Charlie Hebdo shooting. Actually.
Yeah, it was messed up. I don't mean to make light of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt a kinship there. Those are cartoonists are my people,
Yeah.
But there was a brief window there where you could do it and kind of get away with it. Like South Park did, like a Super Friends kind of episode where they had Muhammad on there and just no one even really noticed. It just flew under the radar.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, it was like, well, we better pull that episode.
Yeah. I just posted in the chat, in case you're too lazy to go down, scroll down to the video description. Here's the link for Kyle Bridgett's YouTube channel, Little Cozy Nostril.
Maybe I should stream this to my channel now too.
Yeah. No, I'll copyright strike you.
I've considered. I got one. I actually got one. It sucks.
Yeah,
For
I
Russian
believe you.
cartoon from the 70s.
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't been, like, for all of the cartoons. I'm surprised people haven't just randomly just been claiming the videos that you do.
Well, I upload. Oh, did you? Are you the one? Because people can make a complaint and have a video taken down without giving you a copyright strike. It's like an extra box or something you have to tick.
Okay.
So I upload all the cartoons that I post. I post old cartoons on my channel 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And I upload them first to see if they'll be allowed to go up on YouTube. And most of the time they can. And sometimes they just go up, and sometimes they go up and they'll have ads that will go to whoever the copyright owner is.
Okay. Do you have like special playlists? Like, do you have playlists where it's like old Betty Boop or old Russian ones?
I just have an old cartoon. I had a Russian cartoon one, but I ended up taking down all of the old Russian cartoons just because, I'll upload them and it'll say like, you can play this, or you can post this, but they'll put ads on your thing, and then I'll get a copyright strike after.
Yeah.
Or I had my stream suspended a couple times trying to play them, so I can't deal with that anymore. But like, if you upload them, it'll tell you whether it's fine. I do have one playlist. It's old cartoons.
Yeah.
Maybe I might someday do some more like themed videos, like I did on Halloween.
Yeah.
Where I did like my like Halloween Spooktacular or whatever of old cartoons. But I don't know. It's easy just to post them.
Yeah. Well, I got a strike on what was it? Because like when I got the little plastic that record inserts, I did a video of it because I have the overhead camera. So I set up my turntable and I like recorded it nicely through a program, and I just filmed it playing. And I tried it with one of the Mad like actual record albums, and that one they were like, we won't even let you post it.
But you didn't get a strike.
Oh, maybe that was okay. Yeah,
there's a difference, right? I get complaints all the time because I play music in the background of my videos. Yeah. I play old music that by all rights should be public domain by now, but due to lobbying is not. And so what'll happen is after my show, I'll get an email saying your video can't be seen, and then I'll go and I'll just cut out that song.
Yeah.
But it always says this is not a copyright strike. When you get a copyright strike, if you get 3 within 90 days, you permanently lose your channel and all associated channels.
Whoa.
Yeah, they go away after 90 days. That's why I took down all the Russian cartoons, because I had 2 more that had gone up fine.
Yeah.
But if the copyright holder, which is some conglomerate that's bought some company that owns some company.
Yeah. And they use just like some type of They use some like
give
AI.
Me 3 copy strikes in one. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be. Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, usually it is an AI, but this was like manual. So they must
really?
have like an AI that like searches and then they go and look.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, but I just took down all the Russian cartoons. There was so much confusion over the copyright on them. But yeah, I have a strike right now until March. So if I get 2 more, I'll lose my channel. And I just made it to 50 subscribers. So
yeah. Oh, congratulations, man.
Oh, thank you. I probably just lost one.
Yeah.
That always happens on Instagram. It'll be like, 700 followers. And then I'll look and it'll be like, 698.
Yeah. I wait until I'm like a little over, and then I celebrate. Yeah. And then when I get knocked down, it's less humiliating. All right. There's a nice conversation going on in the chat about like a mad movie.
A mad movie?
Yeah. Oh, you want to get involved?
Me?
Yeah, you. Wait, what's this? What is? Hold on. Look, I'm getting national flipping through Pat's Mad Magazine vacation. I don't understand any of this. Never mind. Okay, hold on. Just forget it.
I do have some thoughts on how you could do a mad movie.
Yeah, how would you do it? That's
you could do it like you could do it like a series of vignettes easily.
Yeah.
And maybe like parody different movies. So like UHF
Oh yeah, yeah,
would be like basically the format you would want to use, sort of thing.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I think you could do it. You could probably do a Mad movie that way easier than you could do like a spy versus spy movie. Like a spy versus spy movie would be awful. There's not enough substance there to pull a full story.
Yeah.
Like to pull a full plot. But to do like you know, a bunch of sketches within a movie, you could easily do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that's what Kentucky Fried Movie was basically, right? Like there was nothing really holding. There was no theme going through all of those, right?
Or you could do it like National Lampoons.
Yeah.
Like or maybe even more like Airplane or something. Like Airplane felt like Mad humor, a little more adult than Mad, but
Yeah.
you know, it was very much like a Mad magazine sketch. So you could do like a Mad parody of a movie.
Yeah. And like you could have a bunch of them, like you know, like you were saying, like little vignettes that you just insert, and then you could also have the cartoons spliced. I think it could possibly work, but they do have, I think, spy versus spy option for a movie.
Weird. It won't be good. I
No.
don't think there's any way to do it good. It'd probably be like they'll get in like Christopher Nolan and do like a gritty spy versus spy.
That's a better idea than what I thought, because I figured it would be you would have when it was first reported. I did a video and I thought, well, it would be like Chris Pratt and Kevin Hart doing the voices of the black spy and the white spy, and you know, it would be like a cartoon and it would be very silly. Like it would be like the Emoji Movie, but spy
No,
versus
it'd be
spy.
more like the John Goodman Flintstones movie or something.
Oh, that would be
just
good.
awful.
I'd pay for that. You may have sold me. How about this? Issue number 23. Look at this cover. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I know you're not into it because this is would you consider this the Mad the Alfred Newmanizing?
Well, yeah, right after I recorded the video, this came out, and this is it's not the thing I'm complaining about, but it's one of the things I was complaining about, right? Which was just it being pop culture. I think pop culture on Mad covers has I'm a little tuckered out from that. Like what I want is Norman Mingo. Well, here, this is the one I'm doing tomorrow, or that's posting tomorrow. Like things like this, you know, just like, I mean, it's not like the most funny cover you've ever seen, but it's not pop culture. It's not, you know, a franchise being shoved down your throat. That's what I've kind of grown impatient with.
So, what's the joke here? It's that like the water's coming out of his teeth.
Yeah, well, and it's the gargoyle. He's disturbed by the gargoyle. You know, gargoyles are famously these hideous creatures, right? And but what is making him cower or so repulsed is the ugliness of this visage. Alfred E. Newman.
That he's looking at the back of.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is definitely not. See, this is where if we had had time, before, we could have made like a tier list of like Mad Batman covers or something.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm trying to think of them right now. There's Alfred as Robin.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
it's like
also
Batman.
the one
He's
with
puking and Alfred standing there. He looks like Robin from the old Batman show.
There's the one Michael Keaton where is that a cracked cover? Where it's like he has the cowl off but his hair is up?
I think that's a Mad.
Okay.
Because isn't Alfred the barber in that one?
I
forgot about that one. That might be cracked.
Yeah.
But I think it's Mad. There's also the very first issue of Mad that I ever saw, which is not a great cover, but a few people I've talked to, it was their first Mad, where it's like Alfred as Batman. It's like 1989 Batman, but he's got the Superman logo
Yes.
instead of the Bat logo.
Yeah. Here, I'm going to share my screen actually, because I'll remove this. Here, let's give us equal share screen. I pulled up. Come on, you. Oh, I didn't. Did I not select it? What's going on? Uh-oh. Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
All right. I'm like, my program might be crashing right now.
You're using StreamYard though.
Yeah, and right now,
So
it's
theoretically you could leave and keep it going.
Yeah. And it won't
See, you should have
boot
appointed
right?
me as like a mod in here. Whatever there's like a new setting where you can appoint someone else to be like a producer.
For real?
Yeah,
I'm
so then you
I'm
could
kind of
have lasted.
astonished that it's
I
even
could have taken
working
over
right now.
while you go restart.
Okay, I think Google Chrome. Okay, I got to close it out. Hey, entertain everybody.
I don't know if I'll still be here if you close it out.
Well,
Am I still here? Hello? I don't know if you can hear me, folks out there in the world. Here, let's go to the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat. I can't actually highlight chats, but I see Harvey Esquire. I hear you. Thank you. It feels good to be heard. You know, I think it's important. I see coup de Kyle. I prefer coup de Nostril.
all right, I'm back.
He's back. Darn it.
All right, I do have to get
I was just
this other
to
thing.
start hawking my multi-level marketing scheme.
Oh, nice. I say go for it. Here, I just have to make sure when I enter with my overhead that I don't have. There we go. I think that's everything that's supposed to be. Yeah, sorry about that. Should I try to share the screen again?
Sure.
Okay. I think it
Hi,
works.
Sketchworks.
Boom. There we go.
Aha. It was mad.
Yeah. So there's that Mad cover with Michael Keaton.
That's one of the best ones, I think, then.
Yeah. And then here's that one you were talking about with the super.
See, this is a bad cover in that, like, the Mad is all squished over. It looks weird. It looks like a TV guide or something.
Yeah.
But, like, I'll forever love this cover because it blew my mind as, like, a 5 or 6 year old when it came out.
Yeah.
So,
It's pretty awesome.
yeah.
In that respect. But with the, like, they did that. I've talked about this before. There's a few times where, like, the Mad logo gets either squished that way or, like, vertically. And I don't understand why that happened. Or why
I
they
don't
would.
love it. I do like the slanted eye slits on that one, though. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like that illustration, the more I look at it, the more I love it. So, where would I rank this one? I would put it in a lower tier with, like, that Bane cover
Oh, yeah.
there. Like, I would say that's pretty much this. Might as well be the same joke.
Yeah.
It does, like, the colors look nice, and the like the Dutch angle that it's at. I did notice that seal up there.
Yeah, sorry, I like totally took you off your point though. Like you were talking about the composition of it and the color and everything.
Yeah, I think all that's nice.
Well, yeah, it's you can't really like say you can't really say much negative about it. It's a great artistically very well executed. I do like the Battinson. I like that he did the new Batman, just because that feels somewhat nice to have that lampooned in some way.
Is this so? This is Batfleck, right? Affleck?
No. Battinson. Robert.
Oh, there's a new
Pattinson's
Batman?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson.
Oh, I didn't even hear about this.
Oh yeah, and it's the guy who's directing it. It's going to be a trilogy. It's the guy who did the Planet of the Apes trilogy.
Tim Burton.
No, that's Mark Wahlberg, and that was only one.
Felt like a trilogy. Jesus.
Yeah, no, the one with like with Caesar. It's like the prequel explaining how it came about. You know, like 8 together strong. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm so
I didn't know about
confused
that.
about the gag on this cover. Yeah. I mean, like,
I mean, if you got all this sky space, get the Zeppelin up there or something, you know? Like
know
I
what
mean,
I would?
Mad is now just a nostalgia fest. Like, that's all it is, really. No, no offense to Johnny Sampson.
Yeah.
And whoever did this cover. Hold on.
Tom Richmond.
Oh, it's Tom Richmond?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
This is
And-
Tom Richmond?
Yeah. That's what I said, bro.
I didn't catch you say that. I didn't think it was Tom Richmond.
Yeah. But it's yeah, I think like that would have been neat to fill in some of that chicken fat. This is my guess. And I don't know. I'm basing this on zero insider information as I base everything I say. I feel like it was probably do you think he got a lot of lead time, or if it was like, we need a Batman cover, would you like to do the Batman cover? And he was
This
like,
honestly doesn't look like his best work. Like, I don't like to knock Tom because I think he's fantastic.
yeah.
But I don't think this looks like his best work. Maybe I'm wrong. Like, I really don't want to like insult his work. Like, obviously, like not his best work is still better than like 99% of work. But
Yeah,
I think if you compared this to like even the whatever the Hollywood Once Upon a Time in a Hollywood cover,
Yeah.
like that's obviously his work. There's a lot of love in that work. I don't feel like that here.
Yeah, that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood cover was, I mean, that was amazing, truly. So, I don't know. What do you? Hey, I did distract you earlier with the seal. What do you think of this seal?
I don't know. Not very good. I mean, there's nothing special about it. It looks like it was like whipped up and photoshopped. Like, his arms don't really match his like body where it connects at the shoulders.
Yeah.
So much. Like, it's not even his pose. His pose is usually here, and it's kind of like out here.
Is he like coming out of an inner tube or something?
Yeah, I guess. I can't see that on the copy I've got here. I can't get close enough. But
I'm not sure I can zoom any farther.
Yeah, I don't know. Who did that? Is there a signature?
No, not that I was able to make out.
Was that Tom Richmond too?
I don't know. I mean, it's like, I kind of like it in a way, and I like it in this way. There's a recognition of it, right? Like, DC Comics, like with their comics brands, they do a really good job of, you know, when it's like Batman's 75th anniversary, doing special things and special releases. Like Shazam, he had his like 80th anniversary. They put out like a nice, like, bound retrospective where they like took, you know, some editor went and picked out great stories from the golden age all the way to the modern age, and that was pretty fun. That was pretty neat. And so I like stuff like that. I think DC is really good about stuff like that, and I wish this like portended more than just this.
It doesn't have the like it's not as iconic as like the mind warping seal from Starchy. See, there's another one. We could have had Mad Seals tier.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I like that they're acknowledging it, but like, what are they going to put? It's weird to like put out a Mad nostalgia book when like the magazine is just a reprint book now too.
Well, I guess that my point wasn't that I wish they would do a Mad nostalgia book. It was more like I wish that this seal meant that they were going to do more things to celebrate it.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to do more things to celebrate it. I think it's just sort of, we're recognizing it.
It's probably not in Mad's favor to do anything about it. I feel like Mad is like flying under the radar over there.
Yeah.
And it's probably better not to draw any attention to it. Like, they probably have a very small budget over there.
Yeah.
And
somebody might be like, "Oh shit, this still exists. We were supposed to shut
And I mean,
that
that's
place."
something I want to say right now before because like I do a lot of shitting on these the new Mads. I feel like with love. But
wait a second. I just put hold on. You do, and it's on my show. And you know what? Now Susie isn't returning my email to have her on as a guest. I just put that together, Kyle.
Listen, I put over Susie as much as anybody. Like I think Susie's great. And what I'm saying is that like I wonder how much he's just flying under the wire, and it's like Mad is kind of like maybe on autopilot in the sense that like maybe if Susie went and tried to get more money for Mad, they'd be like, "Oh, Mad's still going on. We'll take care of that. Get rid of it."
Yeah.
I see. I got the comments. I got to turn off the comments because I get distracted. Yeah. But I just saw that. Yeah. And I mean that's not anyone working at Mad's fault, right? That's like if they're trying to put out 6 issues a year, and they've got a staff of like 2.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a big fucking job.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. Susie cannot update the website. Susie can't manage the Instagram account, which like kind of just posts things every once in a while.
Yeah.
She can't do that. She has a job that's not digital interfacing.
The de facto art director of Mad Magazine.
Yeah. Oh.
So, and like I've said it before, that I hope that, you know, in the future, whatever Mad becomes, and hopefully it's something, you know, Susie will be sort of viewed like positively as like someone who like tried to keep the ship afloat, you know, as opposed to like someone who oversaw the like darkest era of Mad, which we're living in, right?
That is true.
Even when it was first color and they put in all those awful ads, like it's worse now. When I think that was probably, you know, unanimously thought of as the worst era of Mad.
Yeah, with like corn nuts advertisements and Jinko jeans ads and milk, the Got Milk ad campaign. Yeah.
Yoo-hoo. Oh, what's the what do we got? Oh, Batman, my Batman. That's the fake out.
Yes, that must be it. But hold on, because I think there is new content inside. I don't know. I mean, that's what I thought the online post seemed to imply. Well, here's
could be
facts.
50.
Yeah. 5 facts that prove Batboy is Bruce Wayne's illegitimate love child. Oh, I think that's what people are mentioning.
You know what, actually? On the post, it said there was something new by Desmond Devlin. And it says here that the cover writer is Desmond Devlin. So maybe he got 2 credits, but maybe that's what they're referring to. I thought she said an article. But
hold on. Listen, I really want to get Desmond Devlin back on the channel because I'm very interested to learn more about his story. Because he started working on Mad like in high school.
Yeah, he's such a weirdo too.
Yeah, and so I think he'd be a really fun guy to like just talk to more.
Yeah.
That being said, great admiration. How do you get a writing credit for this cover?
I don't know. Maybe it was in the Evergreen folder.
All right. I mean, that's all I want to say. Like, I don't know. You know. Listen, we got to stop burning bridges.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, me especially. Like.
Yeah, these aren't even your bridges to burn. Why are you burning my bridges?
It's my bridges that are being burned here. I'm the one who was in Mad.
That's right.
You've just got like this. You've got this channel, but like.
Yeah, this is your livelihood.
I know. I know. That's why I'm always like doing the 2-step here.
So here is. I mean, this was never colored. Originally, this is like old Mad look at. Back when they like gave you instructions on how to read a comic. You know, first.
This is from 1966 too.
Then the right panel. Yeah.
This is like comic book Batman, I think.
Or it could also be Wait, from 66. Batman, the TV show, came out in 66. Also,
This doesn't look like Batman, the TV show Batman. This
No,
looks
it
like
doesn't.
Batman, the comic book Batman.
but this is like a famous one. I feel like this has been redone about 1,000,000 times, right?
Yeah, yeah. That one I've seen reprinted a lot of times.
Yeah. But I feel like it's been redrawn. Like, that's one that, I mean, maybe it, do you know what I'm saying? Like, by
Like maybe
other
it's a
artists?
marginal too.
No, I
something?
mean, like, I feel like I've seen that bigger, more detailed.
Yeah, well, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if it was the same drawing and it's just been shrunk down here.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is also a weird, like, just 2-page Mad Look At.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very weird Mad Look At.
Well, I mean, that's like, they started out kind of like that, where it wouldn't be like the full 3 or 4 pages.
But would they have this much gap in between? Like, this is this much negative space, all the purple in between?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It's been a while since I, like...
Because the first
looked
one
at
he
old
did was like
Sergio.
a mad look at space. And so some of
Yeah.
them were, there would be like even cartoons. Oh, sorry, guys. Listen, I took, it's the GERD, okay? I got a disease. Where he would have like in the negative space another cartoon. Like it would be an unpaneled illustration. You know, if like these two were missing, it would be another one drawn in there. It was
Yeah,
kind
what
of
I'm wondering if they just picked out a few that were in the original issue, and then they've kind of like sort of curated the best, maybe from like 3 pages, or if they've just rearranged it, or
yeah.
if they've just added the drop shadow.
I think they
and,
just
like,
added
the
that
color.
drop shadow and stuff.
So you
I
think
really
they
do-
hired a colorist for this?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Because I mean, it could have been colored in, like they did that Mad Kids book.
Oh.
So it could have been colored in another reprint, and they've just chose to go in with the color one.
No,
Obviously,
we'll find-
they want to
yeah.
do kind of like a mix of color and black and white.
Yeah. Well, and I guess we'll see if there's like Carl Peterson shows up later on at all. Look at, hold on, this is from 66 too, and this is the Michael, not Michael Keaton, who's the man? The TV show one.
Oh, Adam West. Adam West.
Adam
and
West,
Bill
yeah,
Ward.
this is the Adam West one.
I wouldn't say Adam West, but that's Kanye's brother.
Wait, what? Wait, is that a joke?
It's Adam West with a T,
Yeah.
like the direction.
Okay. I don't understand this joke you made. 106.
I said Adam West. I kind of like was unsure of whether to make the T sound.
All right, listen though. How about this? This one came out the month before this one. This is number 105, and this is number 106.
Well, but they both say October 1966.
Yeah, I'm confused.
Boy, I sure hope someone got fired for that one.
Have we seen Sergio interviewed by cartoonist Kayfabe? Not yet. I know I gotta
I haven't
watch
watched
it though.
it yet. Yeah.
Listen, Demir, I'm not an old soul like you, so I'm not like watching 1960s TV. All right?
It wasn't in syndication when you were a kid. You're young.
I don't know.
You're a youngster. Like you're. Younger
I'm
than
like
me, so.
I'm 1 year younger than you, I think,
Is that it?
or 1 year
You're
older.
84.
I was 85.
85. So you're 2 years younger than me.
Oh.
Also, what time of year? What time of year, buddy?
May in the
When's your
springtime.
birthday? Okay, pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, maybe you weren't as mature. But the Adam West Batman show was on 2 episodes in a row after school every day. I used to
Yeah,
watch
but that
it.
was in Canada. You
That's
know what
true. But I mean,
when
I was in Southern Ontario, so I was picking up U.S. channels.
Yeah, I was watching.
It wasn't like it was in French. It wasn't like Le Batman or the Homme de Bat or something. You know, it's an American show.
Yeah. Well, I had We watched like Saved by the Bell, bro. That's what I watched after school.
I watched that too, but when I was like older then. Like that was more like 90s.
Yeah.
This was more 80s.
Oh, okay. That I remember nothing from the 80s.
Yeah, because you were born in 85.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember encountering Mad Magazine in the 80s vividly.
Le Biff. There you go. Yeah, and this I have a young body and a young soul. I have a middle-aged body and an old soul.
Oh, I got an old body. There's a lot more of me to love these days, I'll tell you that.
Oh, what? Well, who did this one? This is Mort Drucker, right? That's like,
Yeah.
that's got to be who it is. And yeah,
So
I don't know.
And there's a panel here. Let me just get the page number.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't have page numbers on this one. I've got it on infinite scroll. So 1, 2. I guess at the top of the third page there. Oh no, wait. The top of the page. Yeah, right there. You can't see where I'm pointing, of course. But we just touched. Is it just me, or is Mort Drucker drawing Robin to look like Reuben from the original Batman parody in the comic, especially in the next panel with the teeth?
Oh.
Like Wally Wood's Robin. That's what I thought initially when I saw it.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Like, I'm not crazy. There is a resemblance there, right?
Well, we'll have to turn to the what do you call it? The audience, because I can't recollect. It's not popping into my mind, that image. The Wally Wood one. But
It was, is it Batsman and Reuben? I think someone mentioned the actual name of the parody. I always forget. It's not my favorite.
it was like Batty Man. Was it that
maybe.
one?
Someone definitely said it at the beginning here. I'm just scrolling through to see if I can.
Yeah.
Oh, man, your comments are so active.
Yeah, I know, it's blowing up.
Batboy and Reuben.
Batboy and Reuben. Yeah, we have. It's funny you should say they're blown up. We have 11 viewers on YouTube. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. It really does make a difference. Hit subscribe if you're here for the first time or the fifth. I really appreciate it. Helps the channel grow. I'm trying to get to 500. And one person on Twitch, 0 people on Facebook. I don't even know why I bother. I got to figure out a different place to stream to. It seems worthless. This is one of my favorite artists, right? This is Herman Mejia, right? Yes. I love this dude's style. And I feel like he's not, people don't really sing his praises all that much, but he's...
Well, hardly anyone who joined Mad, like, because he's a little bit later, right? Like, I would say. Like, I don't remember him as much from the 90s as I do from the 2000s and later.
Yeah, he was, like, kind of later. When did he... I mean, I think he was contributing before the conversion to color. I could be wrong, though. Because I remember seeing stuff... 97, that's when he started. And he was going regularly all through
so he was getting in just as I was getting out of reading it.
Yeah. He's, I absolutely love his style. It's so cool. And I mean, this isn't even, like, indicative of, like, the cool shit that he can do. He's like...
really nice color, nice form, nice use of lighting. Very humorous caricatures.
And it feels
like the
original.
Little nubs on Batman's, they look really nubby.
Yeah.
What do you call them? His horns, his ears? What do they call those? Spikes?
I think his ears.
Is there an official term for those?
Yeah, it's his ears.
Those are his ears?
Yeah, because bats...
Like a bunny?
Famously have two ears, right?
Yeah,
so,
they
like,
wear capes and, like...
The cape mimics the wings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the belt mimics their their fashions.
But yeah, I really love the way he uses watercolors. His character style is like, his caricature style is very unique. It doesn't feel like, a lot of guys, it seems like, oh, you're trying to do Mort Drucker, or like you're trying to do Tom Richmond. But it's like, no, it's just his style, and it's so cool. And he uses watercolors, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, he's like an editorial artist, you know? He's like a classic sort of illustrator.
Yeah. I should try to get him on my show.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, why not? I got you.
You got me. You can probably get him.
Yeah. The real reasons Batman and Superman hate each other. And this is because of Batman versus Superman. Yeah.
The creative differences.
Yeah.
See, I'm looking digitally, so I don't have the ad.
Yeah. You don't have the ad. This is exactly the type of ad that I was talking about in my video.
It should be the black spy shooting the cannon at himself, and then you would love it.
Yeah. But you... Yes. Well, here's the thing: is you're using a spy versus spy that isn't even in the era for the magazine you're trying to get people to buy.
I mean, now it is.
Well, yeah, yeah. That's. But you know, this is like an ongoing problem. This is like what their subscription ads looked like for, you know, the past 10 years. And so it's just
yeah, ideally they would like the subscription page should be an opportunity for them to like either bring in like a guest artist to do it. Like I kind of never liked the like they had the Gap Tooth Gallery when I was in Mad.
Oh, yeah.
Then when Bill Morrison was there, they had like I can't remember what they called it. But it was
the
like
Weisenheim Museum.
Yeah. Whereas like this is where you should bring in those artists to do like an ad.
Yeah.
Like that would be a great spot for them.
Yeah.
I always felt like they kind of didn't really like the work they were producing was more like about their emotional attachment to Mad and not about being funny and making Mad art.
Yeah.
You know, so I like the subscription art was always great when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Even when it was a reprint, you know.
Yeah. Well, I like the idea of the Weisenheim Museum, like that, like appreciation of the magazine.
Yeah.
But you raise a very good point, which is like, let's use these people to sell the magazine.
Or use the Weisenheim Museum to like, or something like that, to like bring in an artist and pair them with a writer to do something. Be like, here we've got, you know, Desmond Devlin doing something for whoever they're going to bring in. I should have come up with somebody's name. But
Jim Woodring, because Jim Woodring actually did do a Weisenheim illustration.
Yeah. Which his illustration is really nice, but I don't know. It just kind of feels weird. Like my friend Jesse Jacobs did a really cool portrait of Alfred E. Newman.
Yeah.
Around like issue 550 or something like that, where it was all machines.
Yeah.
It was like he was like a big machine. There's people working on, but it wasn't funny, you know, which is what like Mad is supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm always skeptical when Mad's not funny.
Harvey Esquire, no suicide ads. Listen, I know. Listen, suicide is not funny, and it's a serious thing.
Sometimes it is.
But the suicide ads were funny because it wasn't suicide. Yeah, I like them. I really loved them.
I don't know. I mean, it's not a hill I would die on.
Yeah. Well, I guess the point is, it doesn't have to be, the point is it doesn't literally have to be the suicide ad. But that was a beautiful example of, you have a novel illustration being made to sell the magazine. And it's not.
Yeah. I like that. I can kind of understand where, like, especially because, like, Mad is kind of read, I mean, not now, but traditionally was read by like a mix of like preteens and grumpy old men.
Yeah.
That like you probably don't want to make light of suicide too much to a bunch of preteens because teens are the group that probably commit suicide at one of the highest rates.
Next to middle-aged men.
Well, that's it. Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, like I'm the type of guy where, when I was suicidal, suicide humor was actually more funny to me. Like, a good suicide joke is like that's something worth living for. At that point.
And I guess like that may be the point that I failed to make is that it's like that the suicide ad is more of a metaphor for like sell the magazine. Yeah. This is almost as bad as the thumbnails that I make for my videos. Like it's not a great way to sell something. What's that?
I wouldn't go that far. There was also like a bunch of those ads I feel like were kind of like horror themed. Maybe I'm thinking more like the old comic format. But there was like a really good a couple good Jack Davis like sort of easy horror ones that were like, it'd be some creepy kid with an issue of Mad and a bunch of ghouls and stuff.
Yeah.
And those were really cool too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Jack Davis.
I don't know. They could do something better. I mean, obviously they can't right now because their hands are tied, but it would be nice.
Yeah. It would be nice.
They should have done something better before their hands were tied, and then we could have seen that one.
Yeah.
Although, theoretically, they could reprint some old ones. Right, and just do some old subscription ads.
Why not? Like, yeah, we still do subscriptions. And, yeah, reuse some of those old ones. That'd be a great idea. I hope somebody's watching.
Probably.
Who is this? Carrie Callan? I remember. This is from the reboot, isn't it? Yeah, number 9.
Oh, jeez.
2009.
I think I was in that issue.
Oh, yeah?
I think I'm in 9.
Yeah. It is really fun. I like this. I think that Carrie... Is Carrie a man's name or a lady's name? It's both, right? It's kind of like Kelly or Shannon.
I think Carrie is a dude.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm connected to him on Facebook, and I seem to recall that he's a dude. But maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
Yeah. Like
when I first saw this, I thought for sure it was going to be Robert Sikoriak.
I'm not.
But
that's one of those names I should know, but I don't know.
He's the one who did... he's really famous for doing... I don't know if he's been in Mad, but he's famous for sort of like taking works of literature and then retelling them using different comics. So, for example, he did The Divine Comedy using Bazooka Joe comics. And he did cool. He did like Adam and Eve with Blondie.
Yeah.
He did The Idiot with Batman.
Oh, wow.
He was in Raw magazine.
Okay.
But he was also in like SpongeBob comics and stuff like that. So he's connected to Bill Morrison. I mean, this would have been after Bill Morrison left, but
yeah,
it might have been drawn before. So
yeah. But yeah, I think they do a great job of like aping the style of these artists. I was going to say great artists, but I don't know if
the Bill Watterson one's really good.
Yeah, like he captures it right. Like also like the what do you call it, Peanuts, and also I think a pretty decent job at Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, I would say the Far Side one's probably the weakest, but it's still very good. Like it's still like beyond passable.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like that. I really like it when because Wally Wood would do that. He would get those assignments where it's like you have like draw in like 12 different comic strip styles, and he would do it, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he really he sort of set the pace at Mad in the original comic for that type of satire of making it look like the thing that it's parodying.
Yeah.
Until sort of like I don't know if he did that in the first issue, but by like the second or third issue, that was a staple of Mad.
Yeah.
This is a great Al Jaffe
Yeah, I'll zoom in on some of this. These are like just another version of his inventions, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess not as. It's not like the schematic drawings that he did really, really well. But yeah, I love this one. Oh, Christ. Dude, I took
disgraceful.
Tom's, man.
Disgraceful.
I thought I got it all
I
out.
particularly remember this one a lot. So I think this one was reprinted a lot in the like 90s when I was reading Mad.
Yeah. Oh, you have a cough button.
Yeah.
You
have one too. You have the same mic as I have.
Oh yeah, but I had to like reach up.
Oh yeah, yours on the other side. Mine's right in front of me.
Yeah. Oh, look it. Hold on. Harvey's yelling at me. He says, where is it? Zoom in on the Sergio Marginal. Because I have that power. Boom. Yeah, what's even happening? Oh, God. Oh, that's funny. Crash DDZ. Wait, I've never seen you here. Calvin is perfect. Soups as Lucy is great too. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that.
You got a new flipping head.
Yeah, a new
flip head.
We call them flip-offs. I love this. So, like, Al Jaffe.
Still call them flipper babies. That would be insensitive.
That is. Listen. Yeah, that is insensitive. I love this, right? With the guy, the wanted, hanging out right near his wanted poster. It's wonderful.
My kid would like that because there's a moon.
Yeah, he's all about that moon.
Yeah, now whenever I see a moon in a picture, I'm like, oh yeah, my kid would be into this.
Yeah. What's his name? Felix? Are we allowed to say that? Yeah. Yeah. Felix is.
Yeah, just don't give his social insurance number.
Do you guys have social security numbers?
We call them social insurance numbers.
Yeah.
Because we're metric.
Yeah.
They're metric. Base 10.
Well, hey, thanks for dropping by, Crash DDZ. I appreciate it. I thought we were called flippers. I don't know what I call you.
I kind of like flipper babies, but I mean, I don't know if that's...
Dude, this is the one I really recognize. This is the one.
Yeah. That's the one that stood out to me.
Yeah, the pervert being
the big
bounced.
airbags.
Yeah. The idea for this protective device came from auto safety experiments. When victim is attacked, airbags instantly inflate and fling mugger violently away. However, caution must be exercised to avoid sudden embraces of loved ones. Who wrote this? Oh, he wrote it too. Yeah. Oh yeah, this is like kind of horrifying. Like where he's getting impaled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one stands out to me as well.
Yeah,
and then as sort of it goes on, they're less and less recognizable, but especially that first page.
Yeah. Oh wow, it goes. This is like they got them all. How do you think she decides what to have colored and what not?
I don't know. I'm assuming that she probably is pulling up the work, and then for any given one, she probably has, like, because a lot of this has already been reprinted, she probably has color or non-color options.
Yeah.
And then she's probably trying to go like color black and white.
Yeah.
Or at least like color for a couple pages, black and white for a few pages.
Yeah. So for those of you tuning in, those new flip-offs, there's two people that work at Mad Magazine, that run Mad Magazine. Number one is Susie Hutchinson. She's the art director, and then Bern Mendoza is working as the assistant art director. And so they compile all of this. They are Mad Magazine at this point. So,
what about flipsters or flippies?
Flippers are taken by the Dolphins.
See, this would be a good. We should collate all of these into a survey for the chat.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How do I do that? I got to go to the thing. All right.
I don't know if I could do that. Maybe I could do that. I'm a mod.
Yeah. Be like.
Problem is, if I go over to the chat, I'm going to start banning people.
Yeah.
I'm like the Batman of the chat, you know?
Yeah.
I'm the vigilante.
Oh my God. This is like, is this a different one or is it the same one?
It's very long.
Holy smokes. This is a hell of a payday for him that week or that month. 5 pages.
Presumably again.
Or 6. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how that works.
This older stuff, there might not be... Because Don Martin left over issues involving reprints, you know?
Yeah.
And not getting paid for it. But there was... Like, when I signed contracts with Mad, there was a provision for reprints and what you would be paid. Yeah. Which I don't remember. It was, I know it was less, but I'm pretty sure you did get paid. Got reprints. You got to get Andrew Goldfarb on here. You could ask him.
Yeah.
Since he gets out every year, he gets in the Christmas stocking stuffer, I guess. Lucky bastard.
Dude, if Mad Magazine ever comes back, the first thing you submit has to have like some Christmas theme to it. Like even if it's coming out in July, just try to like insert Santa in.
I've got a couple Christmas things that got rejected multiple times, but I've been meaning to do them for somewhere, and I just don't have any outlet for it. I pitched them to Freaky, and Andrew's like, well, but I print in like September and April or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like a Christmas one's never in season.
This is probably my most... the one that I remember the most. And I do like this side of it, even though, I mean, it feels like a totally different article, to be honest, because it's like, this one has that more schematic feel where you get that cool cross section and you see like the dotted lines for where things are, and you have like the little labels for different parts. This is the type of illustration that he does that I love the most.
Is it possible that this could be 2 articles pieced together?
Well, I mean, that's what it just feels so different.
Yeah, because even the top is like muggings, holdups. Oh, I guess that's a category though.
Yeah,
it's muggings.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, well, it says muggings, holdups, purse snatchers, and other street attack foilers. Mm-hmm. And down here it says burglaries, break-ins, thefts, robberies, and other house crime foilers.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was the same thing, just a lot of it, which is very impressive.
Anyway, it's all from the props and robbers department.
Is that what it says? Or did you just make that up?
No, I just read the department.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at, here we go. Here's that Gray Spy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm all about that Gray Spy, okay? I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, she's got the sex appeal.
Yeah.
The others just don't have.
He made the
Unless you're
right
into triangles.
choice.
If you're into triangles, then they're pretty sexy.
Watch out. Yeah. Spy versus Spy versus Spy is just... I remember the first time I saw that, I was like... It was a little bit mind-blowing. When you've only read Spy versus Spy, and then you're introduced to a third variable.
Yeah. And that's how it usually goes, you know? Like... because you start reading Mad as a little kid, and you sort of learn like all of the sort of, you know, jargon and little like bits, you know, spy versus spy. It's these 2 spies against each other, and all of a sudden it's like there's a third spy and she always wins.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Oh, you know what? There was this one thing that came up, and if you don't know it, the chat will. I have faith in them. Well, I ask it. It's in this issue. There's a last name they kept using, and it was Krivich. Do you remember that as like an ongoing joke? Because they went back to that last name multiple times. I think it was Krivich.
How do you spell it?
Krevitch.
Huh. No, I don't. That doesn't strike me as like when I think of like the Mad memes. You know, I think of like Kaputnik, Phone Bone, Verschluggener.
Yeah.
By the way, Ed, how's your mom?
By the way, Ed, how's your mom?
That was like the old comic one that was in like a whole bunch of them.
Oh, I thought you were talking to like one of my viewers, bro. I was like, don't you?
No, I do say that to my friend Ed every time I see him.
I'll look at say Susie's name 3 times. She will appear. That actually did happen to us a couple times ago. So this is another. Wasn't this another new one?
This is definitely more recent. Is this from?
Number 9, 2019. I mean, that's like, wait, that must have been. They must have had another Batman issue or something. Maybe it was when. I don't know what possibly could have been happening, but do they just get to use this because they're owned by DC?
Yeah.
'Cause that's just the Batman logo.
Yeah, they didn't. They weren't as direct in their sort of like vertical integration.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't have been vertical integration then, but they didn't use like the actual property names and stuff as freely as they did after they got acquired by DC.
Yeah. Because that's like, why not? I get it.
Well, I used to work in adult video stores. I've worked in 2 different adult video stores, and I used to love the porn parody names. But I think at a certain point, some of the big porn studios got bought up by legitimate studios, and they just started titling them all like Scooby Doo, a XXX parody, Flintstones, a XXX parody.
Do you think
whatever.
they were actually owned by the same ones? Is that possible?
I don't know if they just decided like, oh, if we say this, it's fine, it's fair game, or if like, through conglomeration, they were just owned by the same companies and knew they wouldn't get sued. I kind of suspected that's what it was. Yeah. Because it was the big studios that would do that. It wouldn't be like, some tiny rinky-dink porn studio in Montreal.
Those mom and pop pornographers.
No, well, those pornographers are actually illegal. See, because a married couple, they can't have sex because they're related. It's incest.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
This artist is cool. This is like a really funky style.
This is, who is it? Artist Pete Woods. This is, I mean, like, I don't know, it's neat. What's fun about it is, like, it reads as a comic, right? Like, we talked about all right, listen, Wet Noodles. This is a family channel, but I'll allow this question. Did you work at
I did work there, yeah. I did work there briefly. They weren't very fun, though. They were like they were really shitty employers. Like, they had multiple stores, like, in different provinces. And if there was a problem at any one store, they would punish every employee across the board, across different provinces. So, like, every other month we would get, like, a notice saying, like, you're now no longer allowed to use your staff discount. Only 1 day a month can you use your staff discount. Or, like, there'd be a memo, like, if you want to switch shifts, they have to be approved this many days in advance. And it would be someone in some province, like 2 provinces over, did something. And then there was, like, a staff, like, a corporate-wide memo that everyone got punished.
How does that even work? I mean, like, listen, I can go 2 provinces over is like, that's like thousands of miles.
Yeah.
I can go 2 states over, like,
I mean, if you drive, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not shaped like blocks rigidly, so.
Yeah, but they're all very wide. They're very thick, your guys' territory.
Well, these are mostly Atlantic provinces, so they're not as big.
How many do you have? I thought there was only like 5.
Oh my god. No, it's like 10 or something.
Oh, Christ. They keep adding
There's
them?
a lot. There's
Are you
a
guys
lot.
moving up to like Greenland?
Newfoundland, no, Greenland doesn't count. That's not ours. Well, we say it's ours, but it's disputed. Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Quebec, Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia. So there's 9. In Prince Edward Island. So there's 10 provinces, and then there's 3 territories, which are like provinces, but they have different rights.
Yeah. Well, listen. While you were talking about your seedy work history,
literally, I had to clean up the viewing room and everything.
God. I looked up this Pete Woods guy. Like the reason this reads so much like
he works
a classic
for DC.
comic. Yeah. Well, he worked for DC and He's done work for both of the big two.
I assume that.
Yeah, he's like a legit comic artist. Like this panel really tipped me off.
I resent that. I resent that implication that unless you're doing superhero comics, you're not a legit comic artist.
All right, I'm sorry. That's what I meant.
I'll have you know I got paychecks from DC as well.
No, I meant what I meant by legit is I meant American comic artists.
What you meant is that I'm not legit because I'm Canadian.
Yeah, no. But I mean, well, okay. I retract that comment.
Thank you.
All right. Here is John Caldwell, indisputable tip-offs. You weren't cut out for a life of crime. This guy's, I mean, you can reprint his stuff for everything. I don't know. I mean, like, he has such a huge catalog of stuff at Mad Magazine that if they don't put Caldwell stuff in there, you're getting short shrift, as they say.
He was always one of my favorites when I was a kid reading Mad.
Oh, yeah. You know what I like?
All the cartoony ones. That's who I really liked.
Yeah.
I didn't love the Mort Druckers or the Dave Bergs or.
I really like.
Later when I grew up, I realized that Mort Drucker and Dave Berg are great, but back then I didn't really understand that.
Yeah. Tell me one good thing about Dave Berg.
His pipe.
Oh, okay. Very good. That's all I needed. You're fine. What I really liked about Caldwell is like the cartoony style is enjoyable, but I did like that he would kind of go towards sort of like potty humor or what felt like inappropriate a little bit more often than other writers would, or in a way that like you wouldn't expect it. Like there'd be like, a joke about a used condom or something and like, or drive-through proctology. And, he had a good way of pacing his humor to like really get you.
And I like the long gap between the nose and the mouth.
Oh yeah. The, who is that artist that we mistook, or I think I mistook for Caldwell last time?
I mean, I did too, but after you did, I just sort of took your word for it.
Yeah.
Shit, now I'm not going to remember. But yeah, there's another artist, and their work are very similar.
Yeah. Well, I think about with I guess
I think the condom one you're thinking of, which was not Caldwell.
Oh, really? But the I guess here's something is. Which you were talking about with the style that he does, there is that like sort of like wide-bodied style that was very common. Like you have it with the lighter side of, and also Close to Home, where it's like these very stocky illustrations. But like his seems so unique, and I don't know if it's like the wiggly line or like the little extra details he includes with like the frizzy hair and the tattoos on these guys, but. Or
the
even
big
like,
sort of bell bottoms into like flood pants almost.
Yeah, it's
the really flat feet.
Yeah, he's great.
And then he's got the wiggly line too.
Yes, I love that wiggly line. My favorite Mad cover is that cover that never printed because of 9/11, which was he drew it. And it was a body laying on a New York sidewalk. And they were like, well, I think there was like it was cordoned off or something. And it had to do with like just murder, good old fashioned murder, not a terrorist attack. But, it's given it was New York City. And
you couldn't have anything after 9/11. You couldn't have anything that had to do with police tape, airplanes, New York City. flying. It was crazy the amount of stuff that you couldn't do. It was a real crazy time.
Yeah. I think they ran out of Batman material. I didn't even think about that.
I noticed that they got further and further from Batman. It went from Batman to like crime, and then it switched to like a spy versus spy that just had bats in it.
Yeah, and this is DNA testing.
Well, I mean that's like Batman. You know, he's a scientist.
He's the world's greatest detective, and you know, so you detect with DNA.
Yeah. Well, and he's a scientist, according to Homer.
Yeah. What if Al Jaffe had done a fold-in about Hey, listen, this is a family show. All right, you guys, I'm down to 9 viewers ever since you guys started talking about your work history, okay? Okay, now I'm back.
I mean,
up to
I didn't
11.
just work in a porn store. I worked in a gun store. I worked on a horse ranch. I had lots of jobs.
Yeah. Hey, that's kind of cool.
I came to my ultimate job, cartooning.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're back to Batman.
Now we're back. This is no, this is not a goof. This is the one that you thought maybe would be the fake out. Oh, Batman, my Batman.
Oh, so this is new.
Yeah. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Who wrote that?
I don't know.
Can I remember?
Someone of a lower rank?
No. Stop.
The skipper?
It's a famous poem.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not. What's with you and all these like?
I like poetry.
19th
I don't
century
know.
Poems. Poetry.
I'm not gonna hide that. I'm not gonna hide my light under a bushel. Okay.
Why did you start the flipping through poetry show here?
Hey, that'd be fun. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably get just as many views as I do flipping through Mad. This is great. All of these illustrations. This one's he reused this one because he sells this.
So I'm wondering if maybe this is like not like if he like photoshopped some of these together.
Yeah, I think maybe. I do have that. Oh, Walt Whitman. Wally Whitman.
There you go. And there's an Alan Moore portrait on his desk.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah. There. Oh yeah. Oh duh. Okay. There's Walt Whitman and there's Alan Moore. To Walt, read the fine print. That's very funny. I like that. And he's got all of them. All of the Batmans. Well, nearly all of them. He is missing the one from the Batsmen. You know? Like, what is that part of speech where you have to, like, you know, like you wouldn't say there's, if you're talking about multiple orphan Annie, you would say, like, so many orphans Annie. You would pluralize.
I don't know about that.
orphan.
I think this would be, you're right, though. This would be Batmans, not Batmen.
Yeah. Don't you ever correct. I'm a poet, all right? This is, I do enjoy this. The Arnold in the background. You don't like that? You just give up.
What, that you're a poet? Get out of here.
Bro, I wrote poetry.
Get out of here on your own channel. I'm trying to find that artist because now it's driving me crazy. Oh, he left. Oh, jeez. This is embarrassing. I actually don't have any power over the page. Oh, he's back.
It took you so long to
I
notice.
take back everything I said about him.
Yeah.
Tom Chaney. That's who it was.
What?
That's the other
condom?
artist that
Oh, yeah.
is easy to mix up with Caldwell.
Does
Even
anybody...
though their art's not totally the same, but there's like they're in a sort of similar category, I think, in the comic in Mad.
Yeah. Does anybody know the Batman that they did forget?
The Batman they did other than the animated series and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Are you talking about like the old school like serials?
That is precisely what I'm talking about. This here, I'll show it.
How do you feel about Batman anyway? What's Batman mean to you?
Look at this guy. That's from the 1930s
stud.
serial.
Stud. That's the sexiest of the Batman.
It is. And look at his ears are all like uneven and shit.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, he has that real like alpha energy, and I like that. So, what was the question? What do I think about Batman?
Yeah, like what's Batman mean to you? Like what's your relationship with Batman?
I guess I really enjoy Batman. I'm not as married to these sort of like traditional views of Batman, like.
You mean like punishing criminals?
Yeah, no, like, so like nerds get all worked up over things like when Zack Snyder, like Batman killed in his movie of it, right? And he's Batman doesn't kill, Batman doesn't use a gun.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, for a period, but like if you look at the first issues, like he's running around with a pistol, and he's like, he's killing people. Like, who cares? They're different. It's Elseworlds. I don't know. Like. The idea, though, is that it's like a man who's insane, but is channeling that insanity and that grief into doing something productive. I really like
being a fascist.
Or restoring order to a city that is out of control. One thing
because
I like.
Of poor.
One thing that I like is I like the simpler stories. Like I've been reading the Batman comic, forever now. I have.
So you're like a regular reader of Batman. That's in your pull, Batman?
Yeah. He's on my pull list. And I like the smaller stories where he's like beating up people who are like stealing a TV and just kicking the shit out of them. When the stories get like too cosmic or even like, all of Gotham is going to be destroyed, there are a lot of writers who are so fixated on making their imprint on the character that they forget about writing like just a good story, and they're just trying to do big things, and it's I don't know, boring to me.
Okay, but you actively read Batman. That's interesting.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you weren't expecting that.
No, I was curious. I didn't
Yeah.
know. I knew you read like comics. Like
I read a lot of the
comics.
mainstream stuff, and then some of the, not a lot of the mainstream stuff anymore, because so much of it is just really garbage tier. Like it's just very not high quality art or writing. So, my pull list has been getting more and more diminutive.
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you think about Batman? What's your relationship?
I mean, when I was a little kid, he was my favorite, like a very little kid, like in the 80s, before you can remember. I was really into Batman. I used to like play as Batman and read Batman, like Fisher Price books on tape. I don't know if you ever had those.
Yeah.
And I had Batman toys and stuff, and I watched cartoons and the old show in syndication. And I really loved Batman then, but it never followed through. Like I've only read a handful of Batman comics.
Yeah.
I don't really read superhero comics, hardly at all. So I've never really been particularly invested in Batman.
Yeah.
But he's an interesting character. In terms of like a literary character. I like the old like Silver Age covers. That's my favorite Batman. Is like any goofy Silver Age comic cover, like the one where they get turned into flat people by the Rainbow Monster. Love that.
Yeah.
But I have no like real investment in Batman at all. I don't read Batman.
Yeah.
But I know a fair bit about Batman.
Batman is I feel like for a lot of people, kind of like what Matt is. Like Matt is sort of like this entree into like all sorts of artists and writers that you grow attached to. I mean, like Batman was that for like so many art. Like Frank Miller is my favorite comic artist, like traditional American comic artist of all time. And it's like I only know of him. I was exposed to him through Batman, and then there's writers that I've discovered through Batman and then gone off and found other work that they've done, independent work that they've done. So
I was exposed to him through Daredevil.
Who you were?
Which I didn't
Frank
actually.
Miller.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't actively read, but they had at the convenience store across from the street of my dad's house. They would get these like in the late '90s. These like collections would be like a whole run of comics.
Oh yeah.
That had been like collected into like a little like box set.
Yeah.
And I bought like a Daredevil collection there, and that's where I was introduced to Frank Miller.
Yeah. Those are worth money. You don't.
Still have I don't have any of them now. I didn't save any of them.
Yeah, those are pretty. That's like a pretty popular run.
I don't know if they were the first printings or if they were like a secondary printing.
Yeah.
That collection. I assume that they were printing so much at that time that they were just trying to get rid of some of the like excess.
Yeah. Well,
maybe
I think,
not if they're worth money.
Well, at that time, I don't think they really did second printings at that time because comics were selling so well. It was like first printings. There would be like millions of them. They never went back to print. Really, they didn't need to. It's not like now things go into fifth printings because they're like, we're only printing 1,000 of these guys. So
yeah,
because nobody buys them. But
I was thinking about that the other day. That like floppy comics are like probably mostly spoken for before they're printed when it comes to the big ones.
I think so. Now
because they know it's a direct market. They know how many copies are going out probably before they even print them.
Yeah.
So they probably do the minimum run.
Yeah. Well, and I think that now they're doing a lot of incentives just to get comic shops to buy extra copies. Not the incentive that like comic shops want, which is like returnability. If for those that don't know, like you used to be able to like you have a bunch of magazines and then you like either rip off the cover or sometimes even just rip off the top strip and then you send those back and your account gets credited for those unsold goods.
That's the newsstand market.
Yeah.
But the direct market, which is the comic market, I don't think they've ever really been like that.
They used to be, yeah. There was some time during that crossover, like when they went from newsstand to direct market, where that continued on, and then they ended it.
Because I know the alternative comic market that really exploded in the 80s and 90s was in part because of that switch to the direct market, because small publishers could actually compete because they knew at least what they sold. Yeah. Whereas for like something like Mad, they know how many issues they print, but they don't know how many they're actually going to sell.
Yeah.
Which is why Mad will never go back to the newsstands. I think it's probably very, very unlikely that will ever happen.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because I think it was like when Mark, you were saying that in the chat with Mark Arnold, because I think that like kind of he brought that up. Like it has to get back to the newsstand. It's like, I mean, one, does it? Because how many people are actually buying them?
It won't. Like, I mean, I think it would be nice if they did, but the newsstand market is so far beyond its death throes.
Yeah,
it's really like into like the post-apocalypse or something of newsstands. So I don't think you leave and then come back.
Yeah, what's interesting is like if you go to Walgreens or like whatever store still has a newsstand, I've looked at it and it's a lot of like, there's a ton of gun magazines, kind of like, I don't know, lifestyle magazines like Cosmopolitan, stuff like that. And then like puzzles. I don't know so it's not like, my question is there a benefit to being on the newsstand? Like if they never sold things off the newsstand, well, what would be the point of returning? Right? Like versus looking at like, are they likely to? I mean,
I feel like for the stores that have that are selling magazines, it comes down to whether do we sell enough for this shelf space to be worth it? Because it costs them nothing to have the magazines, right? Basically, other than shelf space. Yeah. So then the question are we selling enough, or could we have, kitty litter here and sell more? I worked actually in a newsstand, it was like a convenience store that was originally focused on magazines, like having a huge magazine selection, And I was sort of there sort of as they were sort of phasing it out. And yeah, you're right. Like there was lots of like gun magazines. There was lots of like sort of cooking and household kind of magazines, and then there was a decent size of like literary journals.
Yeah.
But like the like kids and sort of humor section, that was like it was Mad, like Chickadee, which is like a Canadian kind of like kids magazine, sort of like a highlights kind of thing.
Oh, I know highlights. Goofus
And then
Gallon.
like SpongeBob, Futurama, the Bongo comic stuff, which I guess is gone now. I would imagine. Yeah. I think they died when DC poached Bill Morrison.
Yeah.
And then there's these weird magazines that would be in bags that would come with little toys. They were like, I don't even know what they were.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's very few things there. Unless you go to like the bookstore, then they might have a more substantial newsstand. But
yeah,
it's very small. Whereas when I was a kid, it was a big section at the grocery store. You know?
Yeah.
And I used to go there as a kid. Like when my mom would go to the grocery store, I would go to the magazine store the way I'd go to like the toy aisle at Kmart or something. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
hey, should Mad Two variant covers? No. Yeah, variants.
I think they should do like they should go to comic if they're going to stay in comic stores. They should go to comic format, and then publish those as collectibles, and then do like a trade paperback.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I wanted to. I don't understand the logic of going back to comic format
because it's a different market. You're aiming at a different audience, right? In the comic stores, you know, if you want to convince comic readers who maybe have not been reading Mad, because not necessarily crossover.
Yeah.
There, you know, it's like a lot of people who read Mad Magazine never read comics. You know, and people who read comics are not buying Mad Magazine. You know, that most like when I worked in a comic store, we didn't even carry Mad Magazine.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, but I got this at my comic shop.
Yeah, but you would be buying it at the grocery store if you didn't have a comic store available. You know, because you read Mad Magazine. Like, did you encounter Mad Magazine because you went to comic stores? Or did you start getting it at the comic store because your subscription ran out and your comic store happens to get it for you?
Bingo, that one.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even think they were really in comic stores until after, like, really the DC merger.
I guess this is my thought, though, is that what would be, like, how would that actually translate into new readers versus having it just carried at a comic shop? How would having it in a comic form factor translated to that?
Because collectors, like people who buy comics and like are interested in picking up sort of new comics and stuff, they like that format. You know, like I remember I know comic collectors who like they don't like, you know, Savage Sword of Conan or something because it's magazine format. Yeah. You know, they collect the regular floppy, whatever that scale is, this size.
Yeah.
And that's what they want, you know. And also, DC prints this already, so it's like
I got that too.
Nice. They print this size already, so it's just like obviously printing Mad is probably a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
So I think if they made it into a comic format, they parodied more comics and pop culture that way, it'd be cheaper to produce, and I think there'd be more interest, and then you could do a trade paperback. And the bottom line is, like, Mad is basically, like, abandoned all of its young readers at this point.
Yeah.
They've said, young readers aren't seeing us. You know, they're not going to pick this up. Even at the grocery stores, like, you can buy Captain Underpants and stuff there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's what kids are probably picking up at the grocery stores, you know, is Dog Man or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think if you're going to be in comic stores, you need to appeal to that audience. Otherwise, all you're doing is, like, you're just producing this nostalgia thing for people who still have subscriptions, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know if I go to my local comic store here that actually carries Mad, they've got, like, I think they still have, like, issues that I'm in. You know, they're on the shelf because people aren't buying them, you know?
Yeah. All right. So. Well, I'm not.
That's 2 years ago or 3 years ago now. So
I understand your perspective. I don't know if I fully accept it.
I think Mad needs to, like, I don't think Mad's going back to the newsstand. So I think it needs to change. It needs to change somehow. Like, I'd like to see Mad sort of do something like different formats, like book formats. Why not like a Mad manga parody? You know, that's like in that shape and actually parodies manga, something kids actually care about.
Yeah.
And comic readers care about. And then, you know, have some other Mad stuff in there too.
Yeah.
But like ape that format and make something interesting, you know?
That would be cool.
If you're going to be in that market, then do that. Or do books, you know, and trying to get into the book market. That's why I think the other part of the comics thing is you do the comics, but once a year or twice a year you put out a trade paperback, and that you can sell at the bookstore in the book section. So it's like it widens your market, your audience.
All right.
So, but what Ben Forsgren has just said here, that it needs to keep up with the time, appeal to new generations. I think that's a big thing, because one of the things that almost every, in my opinion, every like Mad reader has in common, mostly, is that they started reading Mad when they were a kid.
Yeah.
So, you know, you got to pick up that audience or you're going to die, because frankly, we're dying off, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's like that part. I sort of, I mean, I agree with it, but at the same time, I kind of disagree with it. And the reason is like DC Comics, they've started to, I guess it was probably like maybe 2 years ago at this point, and I think they've given up on it. But they were trying to chase that, like the Raina Telgemeier trend, and so they started doing all of these Mad or not DC properties as like a Raina Telgemeier book. And so they changed the characters and they adapted it for that purpose, and it failed. And so I think that Mad they do need to appeal to it. And I think that like it is a different situation because they're mocking things. But I think that sometimes like you can chase those trends without realizing what makes those so special, which is, you know, people love Raina Telgemeier because it's like a very sincere story about like this young girl, right? Like that's what all of her stories are, and that's why they're appealing. And because they know what they are, they're appealing to everybody. Like I've read them. They're enjoyable stories. And so if you're going to be making a spoof magazine, you have to spoof stuff, and you have to, I think, maybe not necessarily go for a specific audience, but just be funny. Go after things that are popular.
You don't want to pander. You don't want to pander too much, because people pick up on that, right? Like kids don't like to be pandered to, and adults that read Mad, they're not going to get stuff that's pandering to kids, right? Like that's a big reason why people like drift away from Mad. Is it like all of a sudden they don't understand the movie parodies or the music parodies or any of the pop culture references?
Yeah.
And so they don't have that. But, you know, like I said, you know, I saw that Mad Batman with the Superman logo cover when I was 6 years old, and it changed my life, you know, and it's like that wasn't necessarily pandering to kids, but there was something about that like caught my eye. It caught other artists' eyes as well, like other Mad contributors. That's their first Mad magazine, and you know it caught people's eyes. And you know, even like R. Crumb did a comic talking about a Harvey Kurtzman, and he has a drawing of him looking at a Mad comic for the first time, and it's the one that looks like Life magazine, you know, with the Basil Wolverton cover. And there's something about that subversion of expectations, that sort of type of satire, that really like blows people's minds, especially young people who are like, wait a second, this looks like X, but it's Y. You know? What's happening here? This blows my mind. I thought things were so black and white. So I don't know. I think there needs to be like a middle ground, but you need to get that young audience, or you're dying, right? Like you're just it's like The Road, but Mad.
No, I do agree with that. Like it, yes, and I, you know,
And I don't think the magazine's catching eyes of either the comic, like it's not picking up new comic readers, and it's not picking up young readers. So it needs to, I think the format, it needs to change somehow.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the comics, because, you know, you do the comic, but then you do the trade paperback. And that's the thing that you can have in bookstores, and that's the thing that people will pick up. And you just do the comic issues just to keep the numbers going. So you can say, oh, this is issue, whatever issue we're up to now, 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
20-something.
We're 23 now.
23. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Should we keep flipping through this?
Yeah, we better scroll through here.
Here's bad. That was that was a nice diversion. And I'm glad. Thank you for that explanation of the shift, what the shift to comics would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think narratively it makes sense, right? Because it started as a comic, and then for it to go back to a comic, I feel is like an arc, you know?
There is that, and I think that would be kind of fun. Yeah, I would like that. But you would have to go back to the old logo, which somebody...
You'd have to have new material. That's the main thing.
Yeah, you can't you can't reprint this stuff in comic form because a lot of it won't read. You know, like you shrink this down, like, you know, 80%, whatever you have to shrink it down. And most of this stuff is going to be useless. You won't even be able to appreciate it. Look at this. Ooh, look at that marginal. This is the greatest part of this. Look at, now I got... Oh, do you notice there's no glare? Has anybody noticed that? Does anybody even appreciate this? Maybe I'm the only one that's bothered by it. I don't know.
I mean, I think it looks better. Definitely.
Yeah. When was the last time you watched the 1980s Batman? Was it 84 it came out?
I couldn't say when I last watched it. Probably within 10 years.
Yeah.
But it's been
I have
a while.
A feeling
it's pretty fantastic in terms of like its style.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was a kid, I was excited for it to come out, and then I remember after seeing it, everyone was like, "Oh, should have called it Joker. It's all about the Joker. There's hardly any Batman in this." Which now there is a whole Joker movie, but
yeah, it's like that. I don't know if it's like a saying, but I just heard somebody say it once, and it like cracked me up. And it's like it applies to any fandom, but where it's like nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. And like that's how it feels when anything new happens in Batman. The people who complain most are the Batman fans.
Well, the problem with the complaining fans is they make it really easy for other fans to extract themselves from the fandom. Like I used to be a big Star Wars fan, and then the fandom got so like toxic that I was just like, you know what, this is for kids, and I don't really care about this anymore. I'll still watch it, I guess, but if it sucks, I don't care. You know. Yeah. Whereas there was a time in my life where if it sucked, I really cared. You know?
That's, I mean, I don't know why I stopped caring about Star Wars, but I mean, it was fairly, I think it was actually the sequel trilogy made me stop caring about Star Wars.
They got pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, if I care about these, I'm going to be miserable. So I think I just need to stop caring about Star Wars now.
But often fans complain about the wrong things. Like that second Star Wars movie, things people complained about was like, oh, there's a woman in it. Or like, oh, Luke Skywalker. Actually, go back. That was like Bruce Day. That's an artist you don't see very often in Mad, I feel.
Yeah, let's zoom in on it. Finish your thought about Star Wars fans.
Like they just, they identify all the, like, not even just Star Wars fans, but just like toxic nerd culture. Like they tend to misdiagnose what's wrong with something. Like that second Star Wars trilogy movie, it was like, oh well, Luke Skywalker is disillusioned or whatever. That's not like Luke Skywalker. It's like that was the interesting thing about that movie.
Yeah.
What wasn't interesting about that movie was like the bombers or something at the beginning in the casino planet.
Oh my god, that casino planet.
Yeah.
Why? And then like it's like
should have been on Snoke's ship. Then they could have shaved like 30 minutes off the movie.
And it's like they wrote this whole thing about, like, I don't know, a metaphor for horse racing. And it's like, when was this written? Like, after that HBO show Luck came out and everybody hated horse racing? Like,
Yeah. But I remember people saying, like, oh, they killed Snoke or whatever. It's like, that's interesting. It's setting up something different to happen. You know, like, but then, of course, they were like, no, we have to listen to the fans and make it total, like, just nostalgia, get every ship in there, get every character in there. And it was just so awful, that last movie.
Yeah.
But
It really, after the second one, though, like, I could see the argument of being like, killing Snoke is interesting. But to me, when I watched it, I was like, oh, wait, they never had a plan for this. They said they were going to make a sequel trilogy, but they didn't have an idea for a 3-part story.
Well, I don't think Lucas had an idea for a 3-part story when he made the first trilogy.
But he didn't set out to make a 3-part story.
Well, if you listen to him, he set out to make a 12-part story.
Yeah.
No, but I think you could have handed it off to different directors and let them kind of like go with it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it could have worked. But they obviously, like, there's too much corporate, push and pull, and it turned into a disaster.
Yeah.
But
listen, I'm getting upset again. I just said I didn't care about it, and now I'm getting upset about the sequel.
Oh, you know what? You know which nerddom really made me upset was those goddamn Hobbit movies. Don't get me started on those. Oh, that made me upset.
Yeah, I had a buddy. We went and saw all of those together, and he was getting so worked up, and I was like, "Geez, is this what I sound like?" Like, just like enjoy the movie, dude. All right, who's this Bruce Day guy? Because this is not an artist that I recognize.
He's got kind of the Madhouse style, but it's different.
It is, yeah. It almost looks like Jack Davis-esque in some ways. Like, not this guy's face. Yeah, but it also looks
a little bit like Sam Viviano or something, too, in this guy's face.
Yeah.
Or something weird. I don't know, but it definitely does have, like, a Madhouse style, but...
Yeah. Like, if I covered that up and you were just looking at this guy's legs...
You'd assume it's Davis.
Yeah. This, not at all, but... I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Do you know this guy? Are you familiar with his other work?
I don't think so. Nothing stands out. I don't know. How many, let's see, I always have the Mad list up here.
There's
Bruce
so
Day?
many Star Wars. I feel like Wet Noodles is kind of fucking with me right now. There's so many Star Wars comics coming out constantly. I think it's really popular. I don't think anybody's buying those Star Wars comics.
Yeah, I've tried to look at read some Star Wars comics. Not recently.
Yeah.
But over the past 20 years, and they all look like shit. Everyone I've ever picked up looks like garbage. It's like they get the bottom tier artists to do it. I don't know. Maybe I picked up all the wrong ones, but
no.
Bruce Day, he only has two credits. So
this is John Pound. This is an artist who did what do you call it? The Fucked Up Kids.
Garbage Pail Kids?
Garbage Pail Kids, yeah. This was great.
He's awesome.
I really remember wrong direction. I remember this a lot. And this is old school.
He was one of my favorites from the 90s whenever he would be there.
You know how right now everybody, what are some of those corporations people hate? Like Nestle? Right?
Oh yeah.
People hate Nestle. People hate Amazon. DuPont, that was the OG company people hated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's classic corporate corporate resentment. I don't know. These are just so simple. I love them.
I like the guy flipping off the motorcycle. I like his legs breaking in a million ways.
Kawasaki. And then the guy's vomiting up. all of the beer companies. Hey, do Canadians have beer?
Do we have beer? Yeah.
They do?
Yeah, we got a lot of beer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can plug Bad Robot.
It's
What
Good
is it?
Robot.
Good Robot.
Bad Robot's a film studio.
Yeah, that fucked up
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah, if you're in Canada and you want to see my artwork, probably the place you could see it the most right now is on beer cans for Good Robot Brewing Company. So
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of beer cans,
Nice.
which is fun.
Okay.
It's a fun medium.
Hey, what's those drawings that you talk about? Wimmel Builder?
Wimmel Builder? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a German word. It means busy picture.
Busy picture, yeah. I dropped that at dinner this evening because my daughter said that her and her friends are going to be making a book that is like Where's Waldo. And I go, that's actually
nice.
called a Wimmel Builder drawing. And she was like,
When I was a kid, that was my favorite thing to do. Is like me and a buddy, big piece of paper. All right, let's do the rainforest now. Let's do a McDonald's,
yeah,
and just fill it in with the theme.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. I still do that when I teach kids. We'll do like a whole day where it's just like big pictures, I call it, and I'll have a big piece of paper, a bunch of people draw on it. Oh, is it getting bigger? We'll just tape another page onto there and go bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And I'll end up with these like massive like 10-foot by 10-foot drawings of just mostly it's just people shooting at each other with guns or something.
Did you keep any of them?
I didn't keep any of them. I have some pictures of some of them, but they don't really look very nice in pictures because it's kids' drawings. It's a whole bunch of things taped together.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to zoom in and look at the details.
Yeah. But I mean, I was just thinking like for your own memories.
I have a few things made by kids, but usually those are like too big. I can't really keep those.
Yeah.
But I have some pictures up on my Instagram if you scroll back like a couple years.
Yeah. It's a family show minutes later. What are those fucked up kids? Well, it's a very specific type of family.
That's like your
show.
trading card series, fucked up kids. And like everyone is like a kid committing suicide.
Oh, that's my idea. Hold on, I'm gonna write this down.
It's literally not your idea. I just gave you that idea.
No, it's my idea. Hold on, give me a pen. Listen, I'm gonna pitch it. I'm gonna write it, and I'm gonna pitch this with you.
You pitched that to?
Freaky Magazine.
Pitch that to Lance Goiter.
No, I just said you.
Not me. I don't want to do it.
You're gonna illustrate my fucked up kids series for Freaky.
Talk to Lance Goiter. Talk to Cam Hayden. He does those sort of things.
Man, see.
Card series.
You know what you said? You said to me, you go, hey, you come up with an idea and you pitch it, and I'll draw it for Freaky. And then I just did. What?
For a comic.
Yeah,
it's a
called
card series.
Fucked Up Kids.
Yeah, it's not funny. It's not funny. Suicide's a very serious thing. And, somebody think of the children.
Oh, my God. All right. Boom, you called it. Calvin is back. Yeah, look at him.
This is Sam Viviano.
Yeah. He was so good at doing those.
He's definitely the right artist for this parody.
Yeah.
Which Mad didn't do a lot. They didn't do a lot of cartoon shows,
But when they did, it was him. Like, he did Hunchback of Notre Dame. I think he did Pocahontas, I think. I don't know.
I didn't see that one.
Maybe I might be making up Pocahontas.
I do remember the other one you mentioned.
But look there's some great, what is that called? Chicken fat?
You see the license plate?
Yeah. Gothic, the Dark State. Max Korn is on the license plate. And then you have like the Zeppelin and Arthur the Plant up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I love his signature is on a crumpled piece of paper behind Harvey Bullock.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's hard to do this sort of thing where it's like a cartoon. I guess that cartoon's pretty serious.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not as hard, but
Yeah, it's hard to make fun of something that is humorous in and of itself. But yeah,
So this
is like
is in 1993. So this has since been colorized, or was this done in color?
no, I mean no, 93. That would have been black and white.
But the color looks fantastic.
Yeah. Who colored it?
So I wonder if it was drawn in color and then like printed in black and white. Or maybe it was a color insert or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like that's a good question because it does look very good colored.
And there's no colorist listed.
Yeah. Well, didn't Susie say that if it's not listed, like it was her that did it?
Maybe. I mean, that's impressive. Like if she colored it, she did a great job. But I think I've seen this in color before.
Okay. Yeah, I break for Swamp Thing. Like, that's like, I don't know, that's pretty funny. And that's not, that doesn't seem like a joke that somebody who doesn't read comics would get. So, like, I like that as a little touch. Here, I wanted to zoom in.
Yeah, I just looked it up and it was in black and white originally.
It was?
And there's none of the, there's none of the gray tone, like none of the tone, like the shadows.
Yeah.
Or anything. So it was colored at some point after.
That's cool.
But I don't think Susie just colored it. I feel like I've seen this in color before.
Okay.
In some other reprints.
Yeah.
But like this is appealing to kids, like having this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. I mean, I don't know, was it popular among adults when it came out? I mean, I know a lot of adults now watch cartoons, but
it was popular amongst nerds, but at the time like comic book guy from The Simpsons, like that was what nerds were like back then.
Yeah.
Whereas now like nerds is like all culture is nerds, you know?
Yeah.
Like every movie is a superhero movie now, whereas back then it's like you would buy fucked up kids cards.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're fucked up, they probably deserve cards, you know? Maybe they wouldn't be so fucked up if people bought them cards.
Yeah, we are witnesses and we get a cut. What? Look at my last post. I don't know. Yeah, that's the one I referenced. Anyway, yeah. You guys don't get credit for fucked up kids. Kyle gets partial writing credit. 25%. I mean, these are like, if you've seen horrifying cliches, I hate to say this because I like him so much. You know, you don't really need to spend a lot of time on this because if you've seen them, you've seen them, right? Like, it's going to be like kind of old timey. You know, it's not like a modern monster. It's always like a medieval setting, and they're lovely illustrations, and I love them because I love Paul Coker. But yeah.
Yeah, it's really about the art more than anything.
Yeah. Look at that filing.
But gorgeous. Paul Coker.
He's the man. Oh, do you know what else I got? I ordered on the internet a super long cable that's like 25 foot, and then a little toggle switch so I can zoom in and out without having to reach up.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this.
Oh, thank God! Now we got some. Now the quality of this book just went up.
The lighter side of crime in the streets. I'm going to be honest, I don't even know if I can read these. Do you want to read one, though, together? Should we read one together?
Sure.
How about this one with the people? Listen, I don't know if you know this. People love it when we act these out.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. All right. So this one.
I'll do the lady one. Just let me clear my throat.
Yes. He's using the cough button.
Okay. Did I miss the cough button? There's a delay on it sometimes.
No, it's great. All right. So I'm the gentleman.
You're the gentleman.
Right.
I'm the lady.
Now, a lot of people, comedic hacks, they would do like sort of like this New York accent for this guy, right? Because he's a delivery driver. That I'm not doing that. Okay. I almost just did it. Delivery. I've got a package for you, lady.
You're like Clint Eastwood or something.
Yeah.
Delivery.
It's like Batman.
A delivery. Your delivery's making me sick. Sorry, but my husband told me not to remove the chain for anybody because I'm so gullible.
I can't, lady.
Slip it under the door. Sorry, I had to laugh.
Oh, sorry.
It's just so misogynist.
All right. What is it? Oh, slip it up. I can't, lady. It's too big.
Oh, really? Let me see. Oh, you do have a big package for me. All right, I'll let you in.
Thanks, lady. This is turning into one
Hurry.
of your movies.
Let me see what's in it.
There's nothing in it, lady. It's it's empty. But it'll be full when I leave here. This sounds like a Canadian porno.
Well, you know, you joke about Canadian pornos, but actually Canadians actually produce a large percentage of the porno market share because a lot of it's produced, like the biggest porn producing places in North America are LA and Montreal.
Oh,
so
Montreal.
A lot of the porn is actually produced here, yeah.
Quebecois.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Well, some of them, yeah. Some of them are Anglophones.
All right, what is this? This is a colored
Oh,
Spy versus Spy from 1970.
it looks so bad in color.
It does.
Don't do it.
I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's just like fun to do, but yeah.
I think there was I think maybe there was a collection of like that they did in color, and obviously like Susie just has access to it.
Yeah.
I see someone saying here the most polite porn comes from Canada. We're not polite. We're just passive aggressive.
Yeah. As a Minnesotan, I know that.
It's passive aggressive porn.
Yeah. You know, it's where you say things like, when you don't like something, you say things like, "Oh, that's different," rather than saying, "I don't like this." So.
Or sorry just means no. I got called out when I was in Italy. Someone asked me for some change. I said, "Oh, sorry." He said, "You're not sorry. You're not sorry at all." It's like, I know, I'm Canadian. I'm sorry. That's just how we say no.
So wait, it wasn't even an Italian beggar?
Well, he spoke English. It's very racist of you to assume Italians are speaking
Well,
English.
I know. I thought
They're just as smart as you or I.
I thought
Twice as hairy.
I assumed you would have done like some offensive Italian, like "Mamma mia, you're not that sorry."
You're not the sorry. I'm gonna go tell my mother, who I still live with.
Mama, get off of the lawn chair. We gotta go to work. Demir, stop commenting. All right, I'm not. This is a family show. Okay, Harvey, you're on notice. Demir, you're on notice. Oh, look at this one. Wait, not this one. Here we go. I'd like to be honest for fucked up kids. Hopefully I get credit. No, nobody gets credit except for me. All right. This is a family show, but I took. Oh my god.
Be more like the lighter side of like asshole bleaching or something. Oh, good. We made it to the end. I was worried we're like past midnight here.
Yeah. Here we have the final frightful funny. Kit Lively, Scott Nickel. Edward, I think we discovered why you have blood in your stool. It's very good. Oh, here's the fold-in. Do I do the fold-ins? I forget.
Usually you do.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, what sets Bruce Wayne apart from the other billionaires? Oh, wait, can I just say something that I've always found slightly confusing about the format of the fold-in? And I know Johnny Sampson now, it's like his job is to just continue the format. Is that you have the question, and the question is answered, but then there's this part which also talks about it.
Here's my understanding of it. That first question,
yes,
that's there so that after you fold it, you can still read the basic question. So usually that part,
okay,
Yeah,
that
so
answers,
that part,
yeah.
yeah, so that way it's like, if you're like, you should read the center text before, like, you don't really need to read the bottom text until you fold it.
Yeah.
But you should read the center text before you fold it and get your answer. But then that's kind of like a shorthand, so you don't have to open it up and kind of try to figure it out.
Okay. Well, here, I'm going to zoom in. Okay, Demir, listen. Yeah, it's not fair, but I can't ban him.
Hey, look, anal bleaching.
Wait, it can.
It's fun for the whole. You could be the dog can do it. You know. In fact, if anybody should be bleaching their assholes, it should be dogs and cats. You know.
Listen,
they're
if you ever become
around.
a billionaire, fat chance you gain entrance into an elite club with the most exclusive membership. Bruce Wayne is certainly a member, but there is something about him that is notably different from the others. To see what that is, fold in as shown. I've lost the... Okay, there we go. So, I gotta zoom out. Oh, GrooTube showed up right in time. You say anal bleaching 3 times and GrooTube shows up. Thank you for joining us. I'm sorry.
Also known as GrooTube bleaching.
If you are new to the program and you like the art of Sergio Aragones, you got to check out GrooTube. Hold on, I got to fold this. I got to do it right. I know, guys. Sorry. How's my scalp look?
A little dandruffy, actually.
Does it?
No. It
Okay,
looks. It's immaculate. It's immaculate. You must have a real good regiment.
I do, because I had dandruff.
Use cream rinse.
Yeah, I had dandruff, so now I had to
Switch to head and
develop a
shoulders?
regimen. Yeah.
Yeah. So you like shampoo and then cream rinse?
No, I just do a shampoo.
Oh.
But it's look at. All right, so what sets Bruce Wayne apart from the other billionaires? He actually wants to save the earth. So long, suckers. I like that. That's
I feel
cute.
like Johnny Sampson's more on point than like Jaffe has been in the last 10 years prior to Sampson taking over.
Yeah. I thought the one with like the microplastics.
That was really good, yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was very, very funny. Look at GrooTube is very popular around here.
Jesus, you should have him on as your guest.
Can't get him. Too exclusive.
It's because you're not reading enough Gru.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's get rid of this now. I can be done. Oh.
Thank you.
All right. So how many Alfreds would you give this?
How many Alfreds? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't even know if I could rate like these. I can't say. I mean, it would have to be 2 or less.
Yeah. Oh, hey, look at this, my buddy Bob. I know this guy from real life.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to rate new Mads because they're not... Like, what do you rate them on? You can't rate them on in the same way that you would rate any Mad up before about issue 10 or whenever they switched.
Yeah.
And so you can only rate them as, like, nostalgia packages. And, I guess it's okay. It was pretty good. They had some good reprints, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. The cover wasn't as good as some other ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. 2 2 Alfreds?
2 Alfreds?
Yeah.
All right. After all that time where you were saying you can't really do it.
Yeah, 2 Alfreds. Out of
you guys,
10.
you couldn't hear that burp, could you? Know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to rate it because I don't rate things.
Now you put me on the spot. Now I look like the asshole. I meant 5. 5.
I know I'm going to steal your idea for a Batman tier list. I'm going to do a
for
Wednesday
covers?
video. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You want to be a part of it? We could record it on a StreamYard.
Yeah,
if you
maybe.
want.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I mean,
just
when would you do that?
I don't know. No
All right,
idea.
We'll be in touch.
2.5 out of 5 Alfreds.
Out of 5, I feel like that's a little high. I wouldn't give it.
That is a little. That's a bit generous.
I feel like it's below the halfway mark.
Yeah. You probably, I have to pee pretty desperately.
Oh, yeah.
You're up past
Me
your
too.
bedtime. It's midnight right now. And
It's true.
yeah, we've been going 2 hours and 11 minutes. You guys, thank you so much for joining. Crash, thank you. You're a new face. Wait, the sketchy works. Great to see you. Shane Buckley, wonderful to have you. Demir, that's awesome. Hello, GrewTube. Hello, Bob. And there's a bunch of people way up who showed up real early that I'm forgetting. And I apologize for that. But make sure to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that thumbs up. Because I'm going to check. And if it's not at fucking 14 or something, I'm going to be pissed. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Toodaloo.
Keep on trucking.